everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Wolfies Grill. Time to talk Boilermaker football over the next 55 minutes. I'm Rob Blackman filling in for Tim Newton. Tim Newton with women's basketball tonight on the play-by-play as the Boilermaker women actually open up the regular season tonight. They're on the road at Western Kentucky. So I'll do the pinch hitting for Tim Newton tonight. And let's just say I'm pretty excited about the show I get to host because we have a lot of good things to talk about in the world of Boilermaker football. We're going to talk about that huge victory from this past Saturday against Michigan State. The Boilermakers knocking off the 5th-ranked team in the country in the AP poll, the Michigan State Spartans 40-29. We'll talk with Coach Brohm about that victory. We'll look ahead to this week's matchup, which, hey, it's the Big Ten, so it doesn't get any easier. Purdue on the road this weekend against the number 6 team in the country in the latest AP poll. That's the Ohio State Buckeyes. Boilermakers and Buckeyes at 3:30 Saturday. We'll talk with the coach about that. A couple of player guests to join us tonight as well. Garrett Miller will be joining us, so will Jack Sullivan. They are scheduled to join us as well, so we'll look forward to visiting with them. It is the Jeff Brohm Show. It is presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group. If you would like to be a part of the program tonight, here's the phone number: 1-888-246-2678. 1-888-246-2678. Coach Brohm joins me next. This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.
At Unity after the quarterback, 10th in the country in sacks. Here they come against O'Connell. He's in trouble, and he breaks free. Pump fakes, throws, end zone, touchdown! It's David Bell, third catch on that drive. Boilermakers hit first. Michigan at number 7. O'Connell throws complete for a first down. Garrett Miller is loose and then stumbles down to the 47-yard line.
Tough sledding against this Michigan State front.
4-man rush. O'Connell pump fake. Now throws a deep ball going for Bell. And Bell caught it inside the 10. The defender fell down. So now 2nd and goal for the Boilermakers after the 2-yard loss. O'Connell to the end zone. And the pass is pulled in. Brock Thompson, touchdown, Purdue. Anthrop moving into the backfield, and here comes a reverse and then a throw. And it's Anthrop who originally got the handoff that gets the catch. And he's loose inside the 25, reversing field, inside the 15, gets a block, inside the 10, to the end zone. Touchdown, Purdue! They run it though to Doru, pushing forward and in. Touchdown, Purdue has the lead back. O'Connell's been too good to take off the field. Let's see what he does in 3rd and 10. Taking a shot. Bell somehow is left open. Makes the catch inside the 30-yard line. Inside the 20. Fighting through arm tackles. They finally get him down. O'Connell facing pressure. Gets out of there. He throws on the run. And along the sideline, is it caught? Yes. They're going to say a catch is made by Miller. He was enormous in the 4th against Michigan last week. They fake it to him. Thorne in trouble, steps up, wrapped up. Got back to the line of scrimmage before he spun down by Sullivan.
To the Jeff Brohm Show. We talk Boilermaker football tonight with the head coach of the Boilermakers. Coach Brohm is alongside. We are live, as we are each and every Wednesday night, with a coach at Wolfies Grill, Wabash Landing here in WEst Lafayette. Wolfies Grill with the largest view of the game outside of Ross-Ade Stadium. Again, Rob Blackman filling in for Tim Newton tonight. I'll be with you next Wednesday night as well, as Tim Newton handles Purdue women's basketball play-by-play for the next 2 Wednesday evenings. Coach Brohm is alongside. As I mentioned, Coach, first of all, congratulations. What a win this past Saturday over Michigan State, 40-29, beating the 5th-ranked Spartans. Yeah, we can applaud for that, yes. Beating the 5th-ranked Spartans. They were ranked 3rd in the playoff football playoff poll that had just been released the previous Monday. So the first question, what did it feel like? And I know this isn't new to you. It's the 2nd time it's happened in your Purdue career. But what did it feel like as that game went to 0-0 to be navigating that crowd as it was crushing down on Ross-Ade Stadium and we had the fans filing onto the stadium floor to celebrate with you and your team?
Well, I think it's an obvious answer. We felt great. It was one of those days where a lot of things went well. Our guys played at a high level. Ball bounced our way. Our guys gave great effort. We made plays all day long. And, we wanted to come out, and our fans have been tremendous all year long through some wins and losses, and they've been there, and they've been supporting us, and they're hungry, and they're blue collar, and they appreciate teams that play hard. And we finally gave them what they wanted to see. So it was great to win the game and do it at home in front of your fans and for everybody to be a part of it.
And I know that was such a big deal to you because you mentioned it in the pregame chat with Tim about, look, for the home games this year, you really hadn't put your best foot forward, even though the fans have been coming out and bringing the support. So that had to feel good to know that you gave the home fans something to really cheer about Saturday.
It did. Our players understand that, the fans, the stands have been packed. Our fans have been into it. They've been supporting us. And, while we put a lot of work into it, they still enjoy, college football and want to see Purdue win. So we got to try to give them what they want to see. And, but our kids have worked hard. They want to do great things. They're really good teammates. They're unselfish. They understand we have a great schedule, and there's going to be opportunities every week that come up that we're going to try to take advantage of. So to do it at home against a team that was really hot and third in the college football ranking and undefeated, and really, we just played well. It was a really good day, and it was just great for all to be a part of it.
1-888-246-2678. If you'd like to visit with Coach Brohm tonight, we'd be happy to take your phone call. And let's start right there. Lucas from Fort Wayne is calling in to visit with a coach. So, Lucas, welcome to the show, and you're on with Coach Brohm.
Well, hello, Coach Brohm. My name is Lucas. I'm 12, and I'm from Fort Wayne. First off, an absolute amazing game against Michigan State. I was one of the many people who rushed the field. But my major question is, Ohio State averages 44 points per game. How are you preparing your defense to stop the electric Ohio State offense?
Well, you're pretty smart, Lucas, so we might,
Yes, he
we
is.
might need to use you on our staff because it looks like you've studied this well. So we're glad you called, and I'm glad you're at the game and you're a part of it. And, this is we've had some really tough tests. This will be the toughest one to date. This is a really good football team. They're extremely talented. They got 2 and 3 deep at every position. They all looked the part. They all are 4- and 5-star recruits, and they're a very good football team. But at the same time, you never know what can happen on a given day, and I think our guys work hard, and we understand they've got really good receivers, and offensive line, quarterbacks playing well, and the defensive line is really big and stout. But you know what? That's why you play, and we're going to work real hard this week like we always do. The one thing I think our guys do a great job of is it's a one-game season, and win or lose the week before, it's important that you got to go out and win the next one. And a lot of people will forget what happened the week before, depending on what happens in this game. So it's a chance to, prove ourselves even more, measure ourselves against an elite team in college football. I mean, this is a team every year that could easily be in the playoffs because they're that talented and they're well coached. But that's why you play the game. And to go on the road in this environment will be a true test for us. So we're going to go out there and cut it loose and see how the ball rolls and hopefully try to make some plays.
Lucas, thanks for the phone call. Good stuff. Let's go back to the phones. Daryl from Philadelphia is now calling in. Daryl, welcome. You're on with Coach Brohm.
Hey, Coach. How you doing? Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Much needed win at that. Seemed like the boys were clicking on all cylinders, and you called pretty much a genius game. Like you pretty much do all the games, but we were able to execute. The question, seems like the defense, Ohio State defense, struggled with quick developing plays. And, we run at the same tempo that we did last time because the plays were fast. We played downhill, and I was wondering if we were looking at the same thing, at the same type of game plan. And secondly, the young offensive quarterback they got is good, but he seems to struggle with coverages. So I was wondering if we were looking to add a lot of pressure and disguise the coverages. Other than that, I know we left a lot of points on the field, and I know you got to be proud that we still came out on top because they still executed, and still we got past the mistakes we made. So that's awesome.
Well, a lot of good questions, and you can be a coach as well. So I think that these guys do a really good job of playing defense. I think they've kind of simplified. They made a defensive coordinator change about 4 weeks ago, tried to really simplify things. They've gone to a little bit more zone, and really they're just saying, you know what, you might make a few plays underneath, but we're not going to give up the big play. We're going to make it work it down the field. We've got 4 pass rushers that are as good as anybody, and while there may be a few guys open, we're going to come in there and sack you and get after you. So that's kind of what they've done because they know they have a good offense and they've got a lot of weapons and they just don't want to pressure too much to give up the big play. At the same side of it, you're correct. Their quarterback is really talented, and just like with every talented young quarterback, it's important that you get pressure on him. It's important that you give him different looks. It's important that you disguise things. It's important that you get his jersey dirty. All those things are going to be critical, and will be important that we figure out a way to do that in order to have success. And if we don't, it'll be a long day. But I think when we look back on it 3 years ago when we found a way to beat them, we did some different things in the game. We were aggressive in our approach in all three segments, and it happened to work. So sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But you are correct. We're going to have to do a couple different wrinkles to give ourselves a chance to win this football game.
A couple of great phone calls to start us off. I know some other folks are calling in, and please stay on the line. We'll get to you as quickly as we can. Tonight from Wolfies Grill, it's the Jeff Brohm Radio Show presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group. We'll be back in a moment. This is Boilermaker Football from Learfield.
Long rebound outside the arc. Isaiah Thompson from the corner. Knocks it down. Jaden Ivey now with control of this Boilermaker offense. Driving into the paint. Quick pass into first, and that's good for two.
Exactly what Purdue wants to do, get paint, touch it.
Whelan driving into the paint. Another bounce pass, number 14. DeVault, but blocked by the Boilermakers. Ethan Morton now fighting into the lane. He's going to post up the shot, and that's two, and he'll send him to the line. Williams will dribble in near the elbow. Ivy from the wing. Nails it from downtown. Newman with some fancy dribbling near the wing. Stefanovic fakes it, pass into Edey, and knocks it down. And there comes the impact from the 7-footer. Quick toss to Sasha Stefanovic. Man, that's a tongue twister. Sasha from three, knocks it down. Hunter looking for an option. Tosses to Edey inside the paint, and a beautiful dunk. My goodness, I'm at the edge of my seat, Zach Edey. Boilermakers look to regroup here. Newman's going to dump it off to Eric Hunter. Eric Hunter takes a shot from outside the arc and nails it with less than 3 on the shot clock. Stefanovic dumps that to Ivy. Thompson outside the wing, deep pass into Edey. Edey's going to stumble a little bit, lay it in with his left hand, and a whistle blows. Make it N1. Ivy with the steal. Beautiful dunk. Jaden Ivey, I'm falling out of my chair. Newman pulls up from 3, knocks it down as he hits the floor. Pass into Travion Williams. Into the corner, Newman from 3, and he gets it. Getting physical up top with Claycomb. Ivy with another steal. He's going to lay down another one.
Welcome back, everyone. It is the Jeff Brohm Radio Show here on this Wednesday night, talking Boilermaker football. It's brought to you, as always, by the Rohrman Automotive Group. The Rohrman Automotive Group supporting your Boilermakers as the presenting sponsor of the Jeff Brohm Show and proud partner of Purdue Athletics. Rohrman Automotive Group, boiler up and hammer down. The phone number is 1-888-246-2678. I desperately would like to relive that huge win Saturday over Michigan State, but the callers, Coach, keep taking us in the direction of Ohio State. So much like you and the players and the staff, they're already looking ahead to the next game. So let's go right back to the phones. Don in Indy is joining us next. Don, welcome. You're on with the coach.
Yeah, good evening, and congratulations on the big win, Coach, against Michigan State. I have two questions. The first one is, several teams get intimidated by playing Ohio State, and especially in their stadium. What are you going to do to try to convince your team not to fall into that trap about being intimidated playing with them?
Well, that's the first question. That's a good question. You know what, I could joke about it and say that we'll come in there on stilts and look down at them, but that's not going to happen. You know what? We've played good football teams, and this is a great conference. There's a lot of talent, and while they're going to have a lot of guys that look the part and are really good players, it's a team game, and we've had some big wins, and teams have played Ohio State well this year, and we can do the same thing if we do a lot of things right. But the ball has to bounce our way. We've got to be opportunistic when things happen. We've got to be aggressive in our approach, and we just got to play to win. I don't think our guys will back down at all. I think, with our schedule every year and who we play, I mean, we've had Notre Dame non-conference. We've had Oregon State. We've had a bunch of conference games, and this is a good conference. So I don't see that happening, but they're a talented football team. So we're just going to have to execute and hang in there and keep this game close and try to get it to the fourth quarter.
And I would add this, Coach Brohm, you've been a good road team this year. Obviously winning at Nebraska, winning at Iowa, had the win at Connecticut, played well at Notre Dame. What have you been able to put your finger on why your team has been so successful this year on the road?
Well, I don't think we backed down. I think Nebraska had 85,000, Notre Dame was a packed house, and Iowa was a packed house, and they were really hot. I mean, our guys play, and they understand that each and every week is going to be a tough opponent, and that's how we approach it. And we're going to give it our best shot and go out there and have some fun.
Let's go back to the phones. Okay. Sue from Burlington. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, another question. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Go ahead, partner.
Okay. My second question is: I know you guys play Northwestern and Wrigley Field next week, and I know Jeff, you threw out the first pitch a couple of years ago. How do you feel about playing in a baseball stadium in a famous place like Wrigley Field?
Well, believe it or not, as an assistant in Illinois years ago, I got a chance to play at Wrigley Field. We played Northwestern there as well, and we beat them. And that was kind of the first year they did it from a long time. And both teams had to go the same direction. The field was situated where one end zone didn't have enough room, and both teams were on the same sideline. I think both teams will be on the same sideline again. You will be able to go, both directions in this game. And I just think it'll be a historic event for a lot of fans and players to play in a great venue like that. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be an early game from what I was told, and you'll get up and get out there and play. And, I think it'll just be a lot of fun. It's going to be different seating because some seats will be good and some will be kind of over on the side where you won't be able to see as well. But I think it'll be a lot of fun for all. Anytime you go to Wrigley for a baseball game or anything like that, I know it's a family event and a lot of fun for all.
By the way, fans, we just found out earlier in the week that is a 12 noon kickoff, 12 noon for that game, Purdue at Northwestern. All right, Sue in Burlington, I almost jumped the gun a moment ago. I apologize. Now we do have a chance to bring you on with Coach. So, Sue, go ahead, please.
Okay, I just wanted to see, I've been a Jackson Anthrop fan for several years. That trick play was one of the most exciting plays I've ever seen, I think. And I don't call him Anthrop, I call him Mr. Reliable. I've called him that for years. I just tickled to death to see him really contributing. Thanks for letting him play like that.
Sue, I'm going to cut you off there, and thanks for the call. What was the name of that play again? The 39-yard touchdown, the trick play to Jackson?
Well, it was called Money One. I tried not to give away the secrets, but you know what? You are correct. Jackson's a valuable part of our team. His family's from this area. He's had a lot of brothers play here. It means a lot to him. He does anything you ask. He plays special teams. He plays receiver. We put him at running back. He returns kicks, and he's just exemplifies what it is to be a Boilermaker, and we're happy to have him. So it's great to get him more involved this year. He's been around ever since I've been here, and he's played some good football for us, and he's just a joy to have. He comes from a great family, and we're going to try to continue to utilize him these last 3 games. All
right, so the real question then, Coach, is there a Money 2? Is that a play that's in the playbook?
Actually is. We got quite a few. Money 1s and 2s and 3s and dollars and cashes, and we got a lot of names. Whether they work or not, I don't know, but we have some good names for them.
I do like the names, yes. More with Coach Brohm in a moment. Again, if you'd like to chime in with the coach tonight, feel free to call us at 1-888-246-2678. It's the Jeff Brohm Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group from Learfield.
First half. Anthrop comes in motion. They hand it to him on a reverse. Now a double reverse. A pitch back to O'Connell. They're going to throw a screen pass. This is Anthrop. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. Still on his feet to the middle of the field. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. Still on his feet to the near sideline. 5. Touchdown! Boilermakers! A 39-yard flea flicker from O'Connell to Anthrop. And Purdue stretches the lead 20-7.
And 30 years in the booth, that might be my favorite play of all time.
top 5 team goes down. That's amazing, right? 17 wins as an unranked team over a top 5 school, the most ever in FBS. Their second one this year.
That's a tremendous effort. All right, you guys knew you could get it done. Okay, you knew you could. Everybody in this room knew you could. All right, you've worked your tail off for a long time. We've had a lot of close games, but to come in here in our stadium and show our fans what they deserve, okay, a huge win against a really good opponent in really a convincing way, because you guys played your tail off for 60 minutes.
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
I know it wasn't perfect every play, but you guys, that's real football.
Yes,
that's
sir.
real football.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So credit to each one of you in this room. Okay, you've earned it. You've earned it. It's your victory. It's your team.
Yeah.
Okay. We still got more to go.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy this one tonight.
The Jeff Brohm Show, everyone, live tonight at Wolfies Grill, as we are every Wednesday night when we talk Boilermaker football with a coach. I'm Rob Blackman, filling in for Tim Newton tonight. Wolfies Grill with the largest view of the game outside of Ross-Age Stadium. We invite you to come on down and check us out at Wolfies Grill. If you can't be here on a Wednesday night, that's okay. You can come by on Monday nights to talk Boilermaker basketball, or any night of the week. Wolfies Grill is the place to be on the Wabash Landing right here in West Lafayette. We do have some folks checking in tonight on Facebook Live. They're watching us on YouTube. They're watching us on Twitter Live. Checking in tonight from Jasper, Indiana, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from Crestwood, Kentucky as well. Thank you, folks, for finding time to join us tonight and talk Purdue football. Coming up, by the way, in just a couple of segments, Jack Sullivan is going to join us, and so is Garrett Miller. So we'll talk to a couple of the players as well. For the moment, let's continue to visit with Coach Jeff Brohm. I do want to talk a little bit about that 40-29 victory over Michigan State, Coach. A number of huge plays in that game, obviously, that were difference makers. From my vantage point, from the press box, I thought maybe one of the biggest plays of the game was the first series of the game when we recovered a fumble, because Kenneth Walker Jr., or the third, as you well know, had not fumbled all season, and Purdue got that early turnover, and to me that just kind of set the tone for the rest of the afternoon.
It really did. Getting turnovers in games like that is critical. When we don't win that battle, it can normally cost the game, and when you win that battle, you normally have a chance. And I think just getting that first fumble, taking it down and scoring was big. The game was close. We kind of popped it open with the trick play to make it 21-7. They kind of responded, and then we came out at halftime. We had the ball and a 7-point lead, and to start the half, and we getting ready to drive in a couple plays. We fumbled it back to them, and then they scored, so it tied it up. And now we got a real ball game. But our guys hung in there. I thought our offense responded every time. We didn't have to punt very much. We were able to drive the ball down the field. Really in the second half, if we didn't have to settle for so many field goals, we could have scored more points. I just thought we were executing at a high level. We were efficient in what we were doing. Our defense wasn't their best game, but they had their moments and got a couple 3-and-outs in a row in the second half that really helped us kind of get the lead to a little bit more. And so I think it's just, special teams was probably our best game to date overall. In order to win against really good football teams, all three segments have to be playing well. And when one's, a little bit down, the other one has to be able to pick it up. And I just think it was a really, really good team win. You mentioned they tied it at 21-21, but your team comes right back down the field, 70-yard drive, and less than 3 minutes later, you had retaken the advantage with the Daru touchdown run. Another key moment, I thought, in that game for you to re-seize the momentum. Well, it was, and that's what I'm kind of talking about. Our guys responded, and they played hard, and it's one of our goals is to play as hard as we can with no let up, and we try not to look at the scoreboard, and we just want to give great effort. And while we do a lot of different things, when we get close to game time, we kind of really take those goals and simplify them and just say, look, when we leave the field, we want to try to play harder than the other team, tougher and smarter. And if you can win those three things, you'll have a good chance to win. And then you can look at the scoreboard. And I just think our guys to this point have given us great effort. They continue to work hard. They continue to improve. They know we have a a lot more challenges ahead of us. They want to continue to try to do special things, but that's college football. You're going to have some good moments, some others that aren't. You got to be able to handle adverse situations. You got to be able to handle wins, and you got to be able to just stick with it. And it's a long season, and you just got to play as well as you can and figure out ways to improve each week.
Let's go back to the phones. Landon from Covington is joining us. Landon, welcome. You're on with Coach Brohm.
Hey, that was a great play against Michigan State that you used. Are you looking to pull out a few more of those plays against Ohio State?
Well, thanks for the call. You know what? We always try. Some games I'm good at it, and some games I'm not. And, you know, we've called a few before, and, you know, they haven't worked as much the last couple of years, to be quite honest with you. What we're kind of seeing now is teams are playing the pass, they're dropping deep. It's hard to kind of get the flea flickers to work and those things, because normally you need an aggressive defense that's going to come up and support the run, then you throw it over our head. So that's why this trick play was different, because we did all that razzle-dazzle, and then we just threw it behind the line of scrimmage because we knew they were going to stay deep, which they did. They stayed deep. So if we were going to throw a flea flicker, it wasn't going to work. So this was kind of a flea flicker screen. We've used a fake flea flicker before. You know, we've got plenty in the bank, but yes, it's important to try to get a few of those to work, because not only did it give us a touchdown, but it got us some momentum. It got the fans involved. It was exciting for our players. And anytime one of those can work, it definitely plays to our advantage. So, yes, we're going to try and do the best job we can with that.
I love the fact, Coach, your honesty talking about that after the fact. And you just kind of alluded to it a second ago. On those trick plays, if they work, you look like a genius, right? But they don't always work, but that's the risk you have to take.
You're correct. And, you know what, we'll continue to work hard at it.
I want to also talk about, we were talking about the special teams probably having their best game of the season. Mitchell Finneran, how happy were you for him? The last 4 possessions of the game for Purdue were all 4 Mitchell Finneran field goals for a guy that really been laboring. And as you well know, leading up to that game last week, there was maybe even some question about whether or not he would be the starting place kicker. He was put in that position, and he answered the bell. That just had to be thrilling, I would think, for you as a coaching staff.
Well, I was happy for Mitchell, and I was happy even for our kickoff specialist, Ben Freehill, got a chance to play. But Mitchell is a transfer. Actually, both of them are. They're transfers, and they came here, and Mitchell wanted to play at a higher level. He had done some really good things at Samford University. He really came in and he started off hot. You know, he's kind of one of those guys, not a lot bothers him. You know, he wants to do well. He's a good teammate, and he's just kind of a little bit of a slump. And you know what, there was a couple things we kind of tweaked and looked at to help him, and you know, put a little more pressure on him in practice last week, and he did a good job. He still missed a few, but he did a good job, and I just think he got his confidence back. He got his swagger back. He didn't cheat himself on any kicks. He really hit it in the meat of his foot, and you know, that's what you want him to do. Just don't cheat yourself. Kick that thing, and wherever it goes, it goes. So he did a great job, and then we used Ben Freehill on our kickoffs this game, and he did a tremendous job. Kicked numerous balls out of the end zone. We wanted to spot a few to the opposite side of the field, away from the good returner. He did a really good job with that. So really, it was good to see both of them do well, and we're going to continue to need that. I mean, they're both guys that work really hard, and you know, excelling on special teams is going to be important for us.
One other thing you had mentioned too when we were talking about last week, Finneran's struggles, as you said very plainly, it's not always all on the kicker, right? Tweaks can be made even with how the ball is being held or the snap. All those things go into it, right?
Well, and we did, you know, even from the protection and some seepage in there and some guys around the edge, just kind of getting your vision at the last minute. We've tried to shore up that. We did a little things with the holding aspect of it, and you know, placing it a little bit farther away from the holder's body, making sure he doesn't spin it too much where by the time he kicks it, it's still spinning. And just a lot of little things we worked on hard at, and I really think it made a difference. And I think it's a good job by our coaches to, you know, identify that and to not just blame it all on the kicker. There's a lot of things that go into it, and I think we put in the work, and it really showed up and helped us win.
The Jeff Brohm radio show continues in a moment. When we come back, I will be joined by Jack Sullivan. He's one of our player guests tonight, so stick around for that. It's the Coach Brohm Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group from Learfield.
Have showed the resolve and the grit that teams like Purdue always do under Dave Shondell. Him and his staff, the longest tenured staff in Power 5 volleyball. See if they go to Cleveland. No, they go back to Ellis. This time she goes through the corner. Emma Ellis being leaned on there to finish off that third set. She does the job, and Purdue takes a 2-1 lead. Colvin Nearly blocked by McNamara. Here's Newton. Bush goes to Cleveland, right through the corner. Grace Cleveland, power and precision. Dave Shondell as coach, that was the first thing he talked about with all this senior leadership. The ability to get Caitlin Newton back for a 5th year after the COVID-shortened season. A smart and the right move by the NCAA. Koyedinovich, block back, Ellison Johnson. 11 blocks for the Boilermakers. Alika Kurkovich, and right now not even Tina Kurkovich can get it through.
You know, we're a top 20 team in the country, and we look forward to seeing you out at Folk Field this weekend.
This was not a gift, and you guys earned every bit of this opportunity to play at home.
Let's keep this thing going.
Ellis now pump faking, driving in, Euro step high off the glass. And the Boilers offense off to a hot start, 14-4. I'm take a timeout. Ellis controls it. Off to Moore. Moore finding Oriyomi down low. Boilermakers still working this ball around the perimeter as a great pass inside. Ellis to Oriyomi. He was voted a team captain this year.
Leading by example, exactly. And one bucket and the free throw. Chance for a large three-point play.
Down low in the paint, gathering. Another rebound in transition. Layden pulling up downtown, cashes in. Madison Layden pouring it on. Boilers back up to a 23-point lead. It's a timeout taken on the floor. We'll take one. Back to Brooke Moore last season as she pump fakes there, made multiple threes and 27 career games.
Welcome back, everyone. Jeff Brohm Show tonight from Wolfies Grill on the Wabash Landing in West Lafayette. Rob Blackman here filling in for Tim Newton tonight. Time for our Pro Boilers feature, where we look at how Boilermaker student athletes are doing in their professional sports careers. Pro Boilers is presented by Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products. Get to know us at indianakitchen.com. Both our Pro Boilers and Indiana Kitchen are boiler made. Tonight we talk about Anthony Brown of the Dallas Cowboys, starting cornerback for the Cowboys. 3 tackles for the Cowboys in their loss to the Broncos, 30-16 this past Sunday. It's only the second loss of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. They lost in Week 1 and just now lost to this past Sunday against Denver. Still in a great position are the Cowboys. They're 6-2 and atop the NFC East. What a career it's been for Anthony Brown. 6 seasons of professional football, 31 tackles, 2 interceptions this season alone. Well, let's visit with Jack Sullivan, Boilermaker defensive end, the junior, kind enough to join us. He's one of our player guests tonight here on the Jeff Brohm Show. Jack is originally from Plainfield, Illinois. Played at Plainfield East High School, a 2020 academic All-Big Ten performer last year. Jack, welcome to the program, and congratulations, that huge win Saturday against Michigan State. From a player standpoint, do you mind talking about just how important that win was for you guys, and more importantly, how much fun that game was Saturday?
Yeah, it was a great game to get out there and showcase what we're all about, and we definitely try to go out there every game and compete the best of our abilities and try to win every one, but that was a big one in front of the home crowd. And it was pretty exhilarating to get that win and have that moment after the game. Yeah,
though, let's talk about that moment after the game. Your classmates, the fans, they come crushing down onto the field from the stands. What was that moment like, being surrounded by all your fans, all your friends?
Oh, man, it was awesome. I was trying to find my family, but it got kind of hectic in there, and I made the mistake of running out a little bit too far, so I was stuck in there for a little long. But it was awesome. It was a really exciting experience.
Did you make it back to the locker room in time for the post-game speech, or were you like, nope, I can't make it?
I could not make it out. being bombarded by pictures and just fans wanting to say hello. But it was awesome just being out there with everybody and celebrating that win with all the fans.
I'm glad you're joining us tonight. You had a great game Saturday, 5 tackles against Michigan State, your best individual performance of the season. What was it like as a D lineman preparing for Kenneth Walker III, a guy that it's very highly likely, in December is going to be named the Heisman Trophy winner?
Yeah, we just knew all week we were going into it. We all knew we had to just do our assignments and stay in our gaps and stay in our fits. And we can handle that back. We knew it's been done before by a couple teams, so we knew it was possible. And it was just good to execute a game plan out there and perform well with my teammates.
How much of that game plan was focusing on Kenneth Walker? Was it? This is probably an obvious question, but I'm assuming most of the game plan was we have to get this guy stopped.
Well, yeah, we knew Michigan State was a big physical group, and they wanted to run the ball and go play action off the run. So that's what they wanted to establish. So that was very important for us to get the run stopped on 1st and 2nd down.
Well, he had 144 yards rushing and a touchdown, which in Kenneth Walker's world is pretty subpar. So an excellent job by the Purdue defense. What about you playing in a defensive end position opposite George Karlaftis? Most of the time you're opposite George. What's it like to play with a guy of that caliber, knowing that you're anchoring one end and George is getting an awful lot of attention on the other end?
Yeah, he definitely sucks up a lot of attention, that's for sure. He has a specialty of getting 3 guys on him in one play.
Yeah.
We like to make note of that every Sunday when we watch film. But, yeah, it's awesome playing with George. He's a great leader on the D-line, and he's just a great teammate and a great person.
Jack has 18 tackles this season for the Boilermakers. Jack Sullivan, our guest. Cadron Jenkins, I know, was a guy who was a little banged up, wasn't at 100% going into that game last Saturday against Michigan State. Another defensive end that works in that rotation with you and George. As a player, your mentality preparing for the game through the work week, knowing that, hey, Cadron maybe's not going to be able to play a ton of snaps this week, probably going to be a little bit more added to my plate. Is that something you think about as a player, trying to mentally prepare yourself, knowing it may be some extra work on a Saturday?
I just try to go into every game with the same mentality, so honestly it didn't really affect me. I try to prepare the same way every week and just try to do my job and execute the game plan out there and do my job, help the defense win the game. So it was just fun to be out there and do my job and play with the defense.
Final question for Jack Sullivan. What's your major? Have you decided yet?
I'm pro flight, so be a pilot.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How tall are you?
6'5".
Can you fit in the cockpit at 6'5"?
It's a bit of a struggle sometimes, but a lot of bending goes into it. But
you stay very bendy, so you can fit in there. Jack, thanks. I really enjoyed visiting with you.
Thank you for
having me. A nice round of applause here for Jack Sullivan, everyone. The Jeff Brohm Show continues in a moment, brought to you by the Rohrman Automotive Group. Tight end Garrett Miller joins me next. This is Boilermaker Football from Learfield.
After the quarterback, 10th in the country in sacks. Here they come against O'Connell. He's in trouble, and he breaks free. Pump fakes, throws, end zone, touchdown! It's David Bell, 3rd catch on that drive. Boilermakers hit first. Michigan at number 7. O'Connell throws complete for a 1st down. Garrett Miller is loose and then stumbles down to the 47-yard line.
Tough sledding against this Michigan State front.
4-man rush. O'Connell pump fake. Now throws a deep ball going for Bell. And Bell caught it inside the 10. The defender fell down. So now 2nd and goal for the Boilermakers after the 2-yard loss. O'Connell to the end zone. And the pass is pulled in. Brock Thompson, touchdown, Purdue. Anthrop moving into the backfield, and here comes a reverse and then a throw, and it's Anthrop who originally got the handoff that gets the catch, and he's loose inside the 25, reversing field, inside the 15, gets a block, inside the 10, to the end zone, touchdown Purdue! They run it though to Doru, pushing forward and in, touchdown Purdue, has the lead back. O'Connell's been too good to take off the field. Let's see what he does in 3rd and 10. Taking a shot. Bell somehow is left open. Makes the catch inside the 30-yard line. Inside the 20. Fighting through arm tackles. They finally get him down. O'Connell facing pressure. Gets out of there. He throws on the run. And along the sideline, is it caught? Yes. They're going to say a catch is made by Miller. He was enormous in the fourth against Michigan last week. They fake it to him. Thorne in trouble, steps up, wrapped up. Got back to the line of scrimmage before.
Back, Boilermaker fans, it's the Jeff Brohm Radio Show live tonight at Wolfies Grill with the largest view of the game outside of Ross H. Stadium. Wolfies Grill, Wabash Landing in WEst Lafayette. Hey, Madden fans, the Level Next Madden National Tournament eSports Tournament is streaming now. It's sponsored by Unilever, which will donate 1 million meals to Feeding America. Watch the best college student Madden players compete for $100,000 in cash by watching on Twitch. Just search Level Next GG. Our next guest is junior tight end Garrett Miller. Garrett hails from Round Rock, Texas, and I'm glad Garrett's with us tonight because he had a whale of a ball game on Saturday against the Michigan State Spartans. The first question for Garrett, please help me here, Garrett. I'm 51 years old. I'm reading this liner about watching something on Twitch. Do you know what Twitch is? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Twitch is like a little video stream system, and kind of like Zoom, I guess.
For young people, I suppose. Like guys your age? Or even younger? Older? You don't know?
I'd probably say about older than us.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, not as old as I am, obviously, because I have no idea what that is. But anyway, sorry to catch you on the spot there, but I was thinking I got a young guy beside me. Maybe I'll ask him. What about your game, Michigan State, against Michigan State on Saturday, Garrett? Your best game of the season, without question. 8 catches for 74 yards. You came into the game as a tight end knowing that Payne Durham probably wasn't going to be able to play, and if he did, play very few snaps because of injury, which we saw. Payne did play just a couple of snaps. Going into that game, did you think, hey, this maybe could be a big game for me because I'm one of the few healthy tight ends our ball club has right now?
Yes, I definitely, just going into the game week, I was like, okay, so I'm going to be the dude, and so I gotta react. And Coach Brohm always says something, standard is standard, and that's kind of what I hold in the back of my head. Even though Payne's out, I still got to hold the standard and do what's best for the team.
You are from Round Rock, Texas, how I mentioned a moment ago. How's a guy from Round Rock, Texas end up in West Lafayette, Indiana? Talk to me about that recruiting process.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I didn't have a problem of where I was going, just far, close from home. And recruiting process was great. Coach Brohm just recruited me well. Came up here, had a blast, saw all the teammates and how they treat each other. Team was great, and when I just visited, it felt like home, felt like a family. Other than the cold weather, that's for sure. But yeah, it felt like a family, and I was pretty dead set on it.
Most of the Texas guys mentioned the cold weather, so you are not the first. What about your freshman year? You show up on campus, your red shirt, and Bryson Hopkins is playing tight end, one of the best tight ends we've ever had here. What was it like practicing with that guy every day?
It was pretty cool. Just coming in, just knowing where I sit in, and then just watching him being a leader and stuff like that, taking after him. It was definitely cool to see an NFL player before me, and see how he does his thing and how I can work off of it.
Garrett Miller is our guest. I'm going from memory here, Garrett, so if I blow this, I apologize up front. But I think, wasn't your first college catch ever, wasn't it a touchdown? Am I remembering that correctly?
That is correct.
Against Northwestern. Yeah, okay, so I did remember that correctly. What a way to start your career. The first time you ever catch a ball in a college game, it's a touchdown. What did that feel like?
It felt good. I mean, I caught the ball right upfield. I saw nobody, and I was like, "Oh, let's go!" And it felt really good. It was a good time.
Were you thinking, "Hey, this college game isn't that hard"? I mean, first catch, touchdown.
No, I wasn't thinking that because I was blocking before. And definitely different than high school.
Garrett, before I cut you loose, what's your major, man? What are you studying?
Organizational leadership.
Gotcha. Well, you know, our previous guest, Jack Sullivan, may be flying you around one day to a meeting for that. So
for sure.
So you know, Garrett, thanks, man. Really enjoyed having you, folks. Garrett Miller, the tight end from Round Rock, Texas, joining us. Coach Brohm rejoins me when we come back. Presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group from Learfield.
Long rebound outside the arc. Isaiah Thompson from the corner. Knocks it down. Jaden Ivey now with control of this Boilermaker offense. Driving into the paint. Quick pass into first, and that's good for 2.
Exactly what Purdue wants to do. Get paint, touch it.
Whelan driving into the paint. Another bounce pass, number 14. DeVault, but blocked by the Boilermakers. Ethan Morton now fighting into the lane. He's going to post up the shot, and that's two, and he'll send him to the line. Williams will dribble in near the elbow. Ivy from the wing. Nails it from downtown. Newman with the fancy dribbling near the wing. Stefanovic fakes it, pass into Edie, and knocks it down. And there comes the impact from the 7-footer. Quick toss to Sasha Stefanovic. Man, that's a tongue twister. Sasha from 3, knocks it down. Hunter looking for an option, tosses to Edie, inside the paint, and a beautiful dunk. My goodness, I'm at the edge of my seat, Zach Edie. Boilermakers look to regroup here. Newman's gonna dump it off to Eric Hunter. Eric Hunter takes a shot from outside the arc and nails it with less than 3 on the shot clock. Stefanovic dumps that to Ivy. Thompson outside the wing, deep pass into Edie. Edie's gonna stumble a little bit, lay it in with his left hand, and a whistle blows, make it N1. Ivy with the steal. Beautiful dunk. Jaden Ivy, I'm falling out of my chair. Newman pulls up from 3, knocks it down as he hits the floor. Pass into Travion Williams. Into the corner, Newman from 3, and he gets it. Getting physical up top with Playcomb. Ivy with another steal. He's gonna lay down another one, and a windmill dunk.
Is live from Wolfies Grill, as it is each and every Wednesday evening from 6 to 7 as we talk Boilermaker football. It's brought to you by the Rohrman Automotive Group. Supporting your Boilermakers is the presenting sponsor of the Jeff Brohm Show and proud partner of Purdue Athletics, Rohrman Automotive Group. Boiler up and hammer down. What a week it was for the Boilermakers, not only obviously beating Michigan State, but the individual awards came fast and furious this week. Coach Brohm named the Dodd Trophy Coach of the Week. Second time this season he has earned that award. Aiden O'Connell named the Walter Camp FBS Offensive Player of the Week after throwing for 536. He was also the PFF College Player of the Week. David Bell had 217 yards receiving, the 5th highest total in school history, and he got shut out. Nothing for him as far as individual accolades. Can you believe that? Coach Brohm, I should have brought this up earlier, and I apologize, but bowl eligible, getting that 6th win against Michigan State. Just your thoughts on how important that is, knowing that this team will be bowling here in the postseason.
Well, it's always good to advance, and we still got a lot of season left to play. Three games coming up that we want to figure out a way to get some wins. But to know that your guys worked hard and get a chance to compete even beyond that is special for them. I know our coaches have worked hard. I know our fans have been hungry for that for a while, and it's good to deliver that. So it's always one of our goals, and we've got some others that we're going to try to accomplish, but definitely look forward to playing some more football.
Well, and what about this, Coach? 3 weeks left to the regular season, and you're right in the hunt for a division championship. You're tied for first at 4-2.
Well, you never know what can happen, and that's why it's got to be a one-game season for us, and we got to concentrate on this next one. And every test is going to be tough, and you hope that the ball bounces your way, you get a few breaks, and see what we can do on Saturday.
One final segment left with Coach Brohm when we come back, brought to you by the Rohrman Automotive Group. This is Purdue football from Learfield.
Message. First half. Anther comes in motion. They hand it to him on a reverse. Now a double reverse. A pitch back to O'Connell. They're going to throw a screen pass. This is Anthrop. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. Still on his feet to the middle of the field. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. Still on his feet to the near sideline. 5. Touchdown! Boilermakers! A 39-yard flea flicker from O'Connell to Anthrop. And Purdue stretches the lead 20-7.
And 30 years in the booth, that might be my favorite play of all time.
Another top 5 team goes down. That's amazing, right? 17 wins as an unranked team over a top 5 school, the most ever in FBS. Their second one this year.
That's a tremendous effort. All right, you guys knew knew you could. Everybody in this room knew you could. All right? You've worked your tail off for a long time. We've had a lot of close games. But to come in here at our stadium and show our fans what they deserve, a huge win against a really good opponent in really a convincing way, because you guys played your tail off for 60 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know it wasn't perfect every play, but you guys, that's real football.
Yes,
That's
sir.
real football.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So credit to each one of you in this room. Okay, you've earned it. You've earned it. It's your victory. It's your team. Okay? We still got more to go.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy this one tonight.
Thanks again, everyone, for making us a part of your Wednesday night to talk Boilermaker football. Final segment here with Coach Brohm before we get ready to head to Columbus and face the Ohio State Buckeyes. A reminder, it's a 3:30 kickoff on Saturday. 2:30 our broadcast will begin right here on the Purdue Radio Network. Well, what about the Buckeyes, Coach? C.J. Stroud, a very talented QB, and two really good wideouts in Chris Olave and Jackson Smith and Jigba. How do you slow down that offense first and foremost?
Well, it's definitely a really good team, a playoff caliber team, and they will be every year. They've got really good talent, on the field, on the bench, and when they put other guys in. So, like I said, for us, we've got to really execute at a high level. We probably have to do a few different things here and there to change things up and get them on their heels a little bit. We definitely have to get pressure on the young quarterback. He's really good. He's got good receivers and good running backs and a strong offensive line. We got to figure out a way to make him feel comfortable and get some turnovers. I think getting turnovers in this game will be critical. And executing on offense and winning in special teams. Really all those things, but definitely in this game, we're definitely going to have to play at a high level and do a really good job of staying in there and playing to the end and trying to get that ball away from them.
Coach, thanks for the time tonight. Good luck Saturday in Columbus.
Okay, thank you.
Coach Jeff Brohm joining us here, fans. Boilermakers on Saturday facing the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Horseshoe again, 3:30 for the kickoff for that one. For those on the radio network that'll be listening over the next few days, it is a busy next few days. Friday night, Purdue basketball, 8:30. Boilermakers will be at home hosting Indiana State. That is a 7:30 broadcast time, 8:30 tip-off time, 7:30 for the broadcast, 8:30 for the tip. Indiana State 1-0 will come to Mackey Arena to face the 1-0 Boilermakers. And then, of course, Saturday it's football time, Purdue at Ohio State. Our broadcast begins at 2:30 with a kick scheduled for 3:36. Purdue, Ohio State on ABC. For Wes Scott, I'm Rob Blackman. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. Have a great night, and who knows, maybe we'll see you Saturday in Columbus. Good night, everyone.